What's going on, guys? How are you guys doing today? Today's video is going to be a little bit different in the sense of gameplay. In today's video, we're going to be discussing 3 tips that will make you a better player at Siege. Also, this video will help you be a better teammate overall because Siege is, of course, about team play. And all of these tips will apply whether or not you're on console or PC, so most of these tips will help you either or. But Siege is a game where you need to have good team chemistry if you want to reach Diamond or even become a pro. There are 3 main points that I want to focus on today, and they are mindset, game knowledge, and communication. These are the main focal points that I want to talk about today in today's video, of course. If you think about these 3 points in Siege, they boil down to basically, you want to have a clear mindset. If you're having issues in your life and you have the time just to focus on Siege and just hang out with your friends and just play some rank together, you want to just focus on the game and try to block everything else out that you have going on in your life, whether it's anything, literally down the whole list, doesn't matter what it is. As long as you have dedicated time to play Xbox or PS4 or PC or Wii or whatever the fuck you want to do, just try to focus on the game itself and focus on what your teammates are saying. Alongside mindset, you don't want to be a toxic player, and what I mean by a toxic player is, of course, swear uncontrollably, roast your teammates when they make a mistake, or fight like a child. And what I mean by fighting like a child is, you bring up something that happened like 3 rounds ago, and you know it costed you that round, but like, you still bring it up. That's just toxic. You just want to move past it. Because in Siege, you don't really have the time for complaining and bitching because it just clogs the game audio, so when your teammates are playing, they can't hear anything, you're too busy spitting nonsense, you can't hear anything, and everybody can. If you're a toxic player, try to learn from your mistakes and try to support your teammates, and you will see how much better you do and how much better your team will perform as a whole. Because roasting your teammates and being an asshole about things does not help. And it honestly just drags your whole team down. It kills the vibe, it kills the chemistry, and then you all do shit because you're just bitching and moaning about things. But personally, I was a toxic player towards the beginning of me playing Siege, but one of my good friends, Ziga Blaze, he really nailed it down into my head that when you die or something bad happens, just give a call out and zip it. Just try to learn from it and just stop. Just try not to flood the chat and flood the audio. Just literally mute your mic, do whatever you want to do. If you want to mute your mic and fucking throw your TV, go ahead, as long as your mic's muted. But he really nailed that down into my head, and I can see that I perform better, and as our team performs better, because we just cut out nonsense. We don't need to have it in the chat, you know? But yeah, I would get pissed when I died, and I would spit a bunch of bullshit and yell at my team. I would get upset, and it would just snowball effect on the whole team, and everyone would go back and forth and be like, oh, I just died because of you, because you were screaming or saying, like, some stupid thing about earlier, and blah, blah, blah. But once I learned to just shut up when I die and give the call out of how I died, I could see that my team was performing better because it was useful information to them instead of clogging the chat once again with screaming and nonsense or just whining. But that's pretty much it for mindset. When you go into Siege, you just want to have a positive mindset, and you can't let things drag you down. You can't let people who kill you in a bullshit way, and you're like, oh my god, what is that? And you just keep screaming. You can't let it get to you. It's a game. You gotta let it just pass, and you gotta learn from it. And when you die, just learn from your mistakes and try to perfect how you play the game. But the second point on my list that I would like to get across is game knowledge. Knowing the game is the best thing that you can do for yourself in Siege. If you have the time to learn the game, my best tip is I would go into private matches, learn the maps that you struggle with, learn the cam spots, learn flank routes, learn literally drone holes, just so you can spend less time on your drone. You can just get in and do things as quick as you can, learn the soft walls, try to find vertical play, sites, bomb secure, doesn't matter, it's all bomb now. But just try to learn quicker routes for you so that you spend less time just trying to find the area that you want to go. You got to just think, and you got to go quick, because in Siege you don't really have that much time to think. You just got to do it. If you study a certain map that you struggle with, you will get better over time. Your mind will slowly adapt to what you're doing to it. You're just feeding information, you are studying the map, learning cam spots, you're just doing these things, and then eventually they'll become second nature to you. Just like the pros. When all the pros started, they just were noobs at the game. Everybody was a noob at the game at one point. But what's the difference between average player and the pro is that pro players take the time out of their day to understand the map, they understand operators, they understand everything about the game so that they can be the best. But having this game knowledge puts you automatically at an advantage because you might know something that the enemy doesn't. Like, take for example, if you know a certain drone spot, like I'm thinking of right now on Coastline. If you go over to the front of the building towards kitchen, the bathroom drone hole, if you lay down there, some people usually sit in that corner and you can just shoot them in the feet. Or you can open the soft wall that connects the bathroom and the office room right next to each other. You can open that so you can look into there and see if maybe a player ran in there. And that right there can give you a free kill because of your map knowledge, because you knew that that drone hole was there. But having this game knowledge will help you perform better and learn how your team likes to push sites and figure out what you want to do. But with game knowledge, you want to also learn about the operators, what guns they have, what abilities they are dedicated to them, and knowing the ops will give you opportunities to create flank routes. It'll create good chemistry, and you can understand the best combos. For example, Thatcher Thermite, the OG combo. Personally, I figured out Blitz and Jackal is a really good combo, the most toxic one. But if you know these operators and you know how they perform and what performs good together, then you'll just automatically play a lot better instead of just playing 5-3 speeds or fucking like instead of being a team player playing Thatcher Thermite or Twitch or anything like that. But for another example, for game knowledge, if you know that you can't get a Thatcher onto the wall, you can try to get an IQ, try to get below. Try to get rid of mutes, batteries, cades, or entries like cap cans or anything. Literally about anything. And even if you can't get an IQ down there, you can literally think Buck. Buck can do the same thing, but literally rip the floor open. So I'm thinking of Coastline again. In Penthouse, that wall, if you know you can't get a Thatcher in there or an IQ, you can go below in Kitchen and you can just rip open the floors and try to get those bandits or mutes or cades. But also, more good combos are Legion and Frost for insta-kills, Blitz and Jackal. Blitz will take the heat as Jackal leads Blitz to the enemy through footsteps. Together, they're just a good combo. So if you think about any operator that you like, try pairing it with your friend and do things together. Like, it'll just work out. But there are so many different operators that complement each other. You just have to think about it, and it honestly depends on what map it is. It also depends what round it is, and all of that good stuff. But that pretty much sums it up for game knowledge. But the moral of this point is you want to just take the time out of your day. If you have the free time, just literally run through the maps, try to figure out cam spots, drone spots, like Valkyrie spots if you want to take the time and just go into a private match and start throwing Valk cams everywhere and see what you can get, and vice versa with other operators. It's honestly just more game time in the game and doing things that you normally don't do. The last tip that I have for you guys today is communication. Now with communication, I want to make this very, very clear. Communication is the most important feature of Rainbow Six Siege. There are so many occasions I can think of where communication has either lost me the round or has won me the game. And I want to nail this into your guys' head that if you are solo queuing or if you are any player in Siege, use your mic. It is 2019. You can use a mic. If you don't have a mic, I don't know what you're doing. You should go buy a mic. And if you're so scared to talk to people, grow a sack, get into game chat, and start communicating. And I guarantee you will start winning more rounds in games. But the lack of communication in Siege is the worst. Unless your whole team is all like Pengu, then maybe you don't need communication. But even then, Pengu needs communication. His team communicates everything. If you saw a pro team, if you saw G2, Team Empire, anybody, you saw them go into a pro league match, and none of them talked, I guarantee they would lose. Like, if they had zero communication, they would most likely lose. It's just 100% proven. Like, yeah, you can be good at a game, but, like, it takes a lot of communication to formulate a push, to figure out where roamers are. You're like, hey, this cab is all the way on the other side of the map. I told you this, and then the cab comes over and kills one of us and interrogates you. It's like, oh, I called that out, but you just didn't hear me or you weren't talking, so you got interrogated. That is your fault because he gave the call out. But obviously, us normal rank players are not Pengu, so we are just a 5-stack of teammates, and you need full communication, whether it's callouts or playing an attack or defense round. But most people in the Siege community struggle with proper communication, and even me, I'll admit it, I don't have very good communication with clear callouts. I kind of over-exaggerate my callout. I need to just think, and I need to be quick-witted with what the callout is. But I personally am working on my communication skills and callouts because they win games. It's just a fact. It's literally a fact. Even Siege has been putting out ads displaying that communication is the most important thing to be successful in the game. Like, if the game is telling you itself that communication is dumb important, you need to just figure that out in your head and be like, hey, maybe I do need to talk to my teammates. Like, if you're playing on console, just invite someone to the party. Maybe you'll meet a new friend. Maybe you start playing together, and that's how you make Siege buddies. Like, it's literally how you formulate a team. Like, just invite people. Or if PC, it's a lot easier on PC. You just push to talk, of course. But, like, if you want to get into a Discord with a 5-stack that you're doing good with, just communicate. You'll start winning games. But communication in Siege will 100% win you games. I guarantee. It doesn't matter if you're copper, silver, gold, bronze, diamond. It doesn't matter. You need to communicate, and it will win you games. But solo queuing is really hard in Siege because when I solo queue, most of the people that I run into don't have game chat or they don't invite me to parties. So I sit in game chat and I try to give callouts, and the person dies to a callout that I gave in game chat, and I'm like, I'm literally just about to smash my face with my controller. I'm like, you literally died to something that I said right before you died. Not even, like, a minute before. Like, it just happens. Like, I don't understand. But it makes me cringe sometimes because I have to sit there and watch people suffer. For example, one time I was spectating a teammate, and in my party I was like, there's a double frost mat under the window, and I was like, Buck, if you throw a frag and bounce it off the top, you'll be able to kill them both because you're not going to be able to shoot them both when you hop in. And he just fucking hops in, he jumps straight in the window, and he fucking dies. And I'm like, dude, you literally just died because I gave out a call out and just told you to use your utility that you had 2 frag grenades you decided not to use. You literally could have threw them at the window and got rid of those frost mats, hopped in, and used the other frag for something else, maybe even a kill. And I'm like, I just can't. Sometimes I just freak out in solo queuing. I'm just like, I can't anymore. But that could have been prevented if the kid just heard my call out and he cooked his nade and threw it at the double frost mat. He could have safely vaulted in and could have won the round. Like, you never know. But that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope that these tips helped you out in the long run. These 3 are really broad, but if you think about it and you take the time and understand, like, these 3 points, like communication, game sense, and mindset, like, it's so broad, but it's so important that you need to understand these. And to your playstyle, I guarantee you will win more games. And if you guys do, let me know in the comments, because these 3 are the most important that I could think of, at least, for Siege. Maybe other games is not as much, but Siege is 100% geared towards communication, and it's a really hard game to understand because there's so many different operators and so many different maps, so many different floors, hatches, walls, hard walls. Like, it doesn't matter. Windows, like, spawn, it doesn't matter. Like, the game has so much to it that you need to understand the game, and it takes time. It takes, like, I would say it would take about 150 to 200 levels to really get good at the game. And if you're willing to put that time in, then you might as well try to understand the mindset of it and the communication. If you're already a level 200, I think you should know communication is key. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope that this video helped you with your gameplay and overall as a Siege player. I want you guys to apply these to your game, and I guarantee you'll start winning more games, you'll play a lot better, and your teammates will feel a lot better. Everybody will just be better, and it'll just be good for you. Your rank will go up. I guarantee it. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, or if it did help you out, please leave a like. You guys have been killing it on the likes, like 25 likes with 0 dislikes. It's crazy. I thank you guys so much for the support on every video that I put out. But I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know down in the comments, and let me know if these tips help you in your gameplay. Like, just watch the video and then a couple days later try it out, and then let me know. Come back to the video and comment. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in another video or stream. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I hope whatever you're going through, you get through it. Take it easy. Peace out.
He's probably rotating to the other stairs.
Yeah, he is.
Just stay where you are.
Yeah, he's grenading. He's pushing up the stairs. He's pushing up the stairs.
You're right. Oh no, he didn't. He just wallbanged me. Justin. Oh, I didn't die. Oh my god.